What is up, everybody?
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience Podcast, episode 48.
48, coming along.
You're back. Guess who's back?
Yep, a little warm out there today, dude.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. It was, I spent the weekend, not the whole weekend, but cut a lot of grass, did a lot of weed eating, fertilizing the lawn, cleaning out the pool, doing all that kind of stuff. And I started sweating.
Yeah. Yeah, we got upper 80s today, or middle to upper 80s, and 90s tomorrow.
I think my truck's at 85, 93-ish tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
Had a snake cross the road when I come in your drive.
Did ya?
I was like, oh, that's summertime. Man.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, they
So I
get
got
you.
I'm still not even done with spring yet. My brush hogging situation, I got that. I keep all the ditches brush hogged down the road, and that 5 acres I bought, well, probably 2.5 of it. It's, I don't know, waist high, but I can't get in there. It's that spot. I lost my tractor that one day.
Yeah, too wet.
Can't get in there. I mean, that's kind of like my back lawn. I was like, I keep that lawn pretty nice around the pool, and it wouldn't quit raining long enough for me to cut it.
No.
And I pulled the mower out Sunday, Mother's Day, made the wife breakfast, and went and got her a hammock pillow, went to the storage unit, got the hammock out of storage so she could lay out there outside and read the book. Got me got the mower outside out of the garage, put it in the backyard, made about 3 trips, and started raining. Dude, I got to mow it. Like, I'm just going to mow it in the rain. Like, I have to mow this lawn. Every time I've tried to mow it, it's been too wet or raining. So
Yeah, that's a good problem, dude. We don't.
Yeah.
We need that problem.
Yeah, that's what I was, like, the guy, I got to meet him again today for I sold all them logs off the big food plot to a guy with a sawmill,
Yeah.
And he's got a trailer and a winch, but I know I'm going to go out there with the grapple and chunk them on there for him. So I think today will be our last load. And they're like, well, we got to get these tonight before rain comes or something like that. I'm like, well, no, but I mean, we're good. It's a shell road back here where I got them out. Like, we're all good. But
yeah.
And I have him. He said he likes to normally get like dead trees. So the house plot.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that there's like a section of 3 right there, and then one closer to the house that are all dead, and then one down to the south that's all dead. So I'm gonna have him cut all them out and down for me and get rid of them too.
Nice.
So,
open it up some more, huh?
Yeah, they're dead anyway. I mean, well, one of them's alive, as I take that one too.
Yeah.
While you're cutting, save my herniated discs. Not to do it.
You gotta love it to do it in the summertime,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, I cut him a pretty good deal on these logs, and he's supposedly going to cut me a pretty good deal on some lumber when I get ready to do an outdoor kitchen. But he was showing me, dude, last night some pictures of that. It had that one elm, on the east side there that I cut down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen elm cut like 2 inches and 10, 12 inches wide.
Mm-mm.
It is absolutely beautiful.
Really?
It's almost like red on the inside of it. And like,
wow.
I was wanting to build a table, that's why I was considering doing a sawmill. Like, I'm going to build a table and probably cut my lumber for the outdoor kitchen. And I decided not to pull the trigger on it, but it's really awesome wood. It's like, dang, he's probably got a, $2,500 tree there, and I sold it to him for 16th of the price. You
know it.
Yeah.
But they're gone, right? That was the idea.
Yeah. By tonight, I should be done. Then I guess he's going to come back sometime fairly quickly and clear off that the house plot for me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like 6 trees in there. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to have him get rid of all those too. And then I'm going to have to stump grind like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 of them. The other ones won't be in the way, but I told him, it's like, you got to follow these things precisely, because I sent you that picture the other day, I think, of the switchgrass on the house plot.
Yeah, I seen it.
Banging, like,
it's tall. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, can't fall a tree on this, man.
Yeah,
I've been waiting 3 years for this.
Worked really hard. Yeah,
I planted it so many times and fertilized it and everything else. So all I saw yours is banging too out here.
Yeah,
man, the switchgrass is crazy right now.
It is rocking. Yeah. Speaking of having to replant, I went out there.
Yeah,
I went out there to the front.
Yeah,
and dude, I kind of monitored all the rain, because when I first did my plot screen, it got like 1.5 inches like that next night.
Yeah.
And then it's been every few days, just
we've had some
half an inch or an inch, and I keep going out there, and the center section of my long strip in the middle stays wet. It just stays wet. And then there's on the outer section, there's one area that just stays wet. And it's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
The runoff from the hill comes through the plot there. Yeah. And I went out there this morning and it was nothing. The only places
one seed had popped.
No, it is like maybe 3 or 4 out of that whole long
strip. Too wet, or you think just beat it too far down to the ground?
I think too wet.
Yeah,
I think too wet because you remember, was it 2 years ago? I did the same thing.
Yeah, I remember you having an issue with it.
Yeah, and it was 7 or 8 inches.
It was like pre-drill.
Yeah, that was pre-drill.
I bet that drill would be. That's what first kind of got me going on that deal.
Yeah,
like, man.
Yeah,
I think it'd be awesome for plot screen.
Yeah, so I actually I went in there today and took the tiller in there really light,
just in that section,
just in the sections that struggled on both of the pieces there. But
yeah,
so where my little divider is, where my P patch is, I ran the plot screen on up.
Okay,
all of that doesn't hold any water at all, and all of it's coming in.
Yeah,
so that section towards the bottom. That whole
we discussed that. We discussed that when we walked around that day. It's like, only problem is
it gets wet right here. Yeah, and so we had
got to get it in the ground.
Yeah, we had such continuous rain.
Yeah,
and it just stayed. Everything would dry out around it. It was a little high on this end, and it's high on this end. But right there in the middle where it just stayed wet, it just almost dry out, and we get another rain.
Yeah,
almost dry out. So I went out there and I just completely replanted it. And we don't have a lot of rain in the forecast, but the ground was still kind of damp. Yeah. So I'm hoping.
Them ground temperatures will be coming up too, so it may pop in I don't know what the germination rate is on that stuff, but it'll probably pop pretty quick.
Well, it's actually a little bit slow because of the cool nights we've had.
Yeah.
We've had a bunch of cool nights.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like that's the reason it's kind of slow. So this is its growing period. Once you get in the 80s, man, that stuff flips out, so.
Well, even the new seed, those ground temperatures being the way they are with moisture, I bet you see it.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So anyway, I tilled it and then reseeded it, and then I just drove over it with the tractor lightly and as light as you can with a tractor, but
that's probably about perfect. Honestly.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
What is it, inch on that stuff?
Yeah, about that. Yeah. Half an inch to an inch, probably. It's not a very big seed.
Yeah.
So that was a for sure failure in that center section, but it's just and it's proven itself to happen.
Yeah, so you kind of knew.
Yeah, it's a chance. Now, if it would have just rained like it normally does, and you get a rain and you don't have one for a week, and then you get a rain, and when you get them back to back, it's just stayed swampy the whole time. And
my lower plot's that way. I need to get down there and redo my cages for my red osier dogwood. They're already blowing out. We talked about that last time, but it's just perfect for those right now. I mean, I'm not having to go down in water. They like to be wet.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good spot for that for sure.
Yeah, and it's still kind of like we were talking about. I've got like a little, I don't know, 10-inch wide creek right down the middle of that food plot that just runs and then pulls up down there, and then right there to the south, the actual creek that's running all the time. But
yeah, we actually diverted a creek on that anyway. I tried to, remember?
Yeah,
he brought the dozer in there and did that, didn't
he? It works ish.
You still get some runoff.
Yeah, we get a lot of rain. It's which is kind of weird because there's kind of one on each side. But remember that drainage ditch that somebody cut in there years and years ago, and then the actual normal creek that runs through there. So I kind of got it coming from both sides.
Yeah.
And eventually it comes through the middle.
Yeah, when you get a lot of rain, it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the back plot today too, and just kind of checked things out. And dude, it's just amazing on the peas. The peas are blowing my mind.
Yeah.
The peas are probably 40% of the whole plot.
Really? See, I don't hate, and we talked about that. Mine, I just have one here, one there, one here, one there.
And it's chest deep on me.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
We'll find out if that crimps.
I wonder how that'll crimp. Which I think we're getting pretty close on that. I pulled a couple
Did you?
seeds off last night, and we're almost to that stage. Bad news is I still haven't figured out what corn I want to use yet because
have you not?
Well, I'm thinking about some sort of hybrid that stands well, and it's like, dude, I'm not a corn guy. There's so much information out there.
Yeah.
And then some people just plant field corn, but then you start reading about field corn, it's not very. I mean, they're all a form of field corn, but, I'd say stay away from the sweet corns. And so I put it out there, and I've had, like it is on anything else on the internet, I've had on those Facebook food plot pages everybody has a different opinion. So now I'm researching all those opinions. I'm going to try to make a decision tonight and get something. I'm going to call Jim tomorrow and see if he has what I decide on, or if I got to order it from somewhere. But it's not going to take a bunch of seed.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I forgot what the seed rate was, but I looked it up. I was like, I think one bag would probably do me for what I needed.
Yeah, I bet
you know how I do.
I bet you're right.
I'm gonna have a little extra on standby, but yeah. So I'm gonna try to get that decided tonight, and then by tomorrow I'll be able to call our Jim at our local co-op here and see if he can get what I want, or there's a bunch of Roundup Ready corn seed out there. You know, the Eagle seed I was looking at doing their summer mixture this year before I decided to do the corn. Yeah. So it's like, I think that's a pretty quality seed.
Well, when is your dates on the corn? I mean, right now?
Well, as soon as I can crimp, I mean, anywhere from, May, 1st of May to, first or second week of June. I mean, but I think I'm going to urea the crap of it because they're saying it needs a ton of nitrogen. So
yeah, I
shouldn't have any weeds because I do have a really good stand of rye this year. So I'm going to crimp that over. Now, a lot of guys are talking about corn does not come through that crimping very, very well when you drill it in.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a lot less yield, which I'm not selling it. So, like I said, I may have a little extra seed. I may bump my seed rate up just a little bit, but
you don't need bushels per acre, do you?
Dude, it's pretty crazy when you look at the numbers, what you can put on 2 acres, how many bushels you can get.
Oh, I bet.
It's like, holy smoke, that's a lot of corn. If I can pull this off, it's going to be pretty crazy. The only thing I did not do, and I've just had so much going on, is pull a soil sample before I plant. I don't think I'm going to, if I do it today, I probably won't get it back in time. I did buy that one last year, the one you can do your own.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate it is. We never did that comparison.
We talked about it. Yeah.
To see, but I know it's going to take a lot of nitrogen to get corn to pop. So, the best form of that's urea, in my opinion. So I'm going to go through there and just
hit it,
pound it to it, and maybe even throw out some pelletized lime. Just mix them all together and just run it after.
Well, you can't be too far off. We
exactly
went painstakingly good to 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was. I would definitely dialed in, but they say corn needs even a little bit more nitrogen.
Oh, I can imagine.
So I think I'm going to up that to some degree. I remember when I was a kid, we used to do that and use the chicken house manure on the corn patch, and it always blew up. So that's pretty much
straight nitrogen. Yeah. Well, you could get litter. You get it through my brother.
Yeah,
he got a litter source. So.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I don't think he don't have a spreader, so you have to get a spreader.
Yeah.
The old shovel way wouldn't be no good.
I try to stay away from them shovels. And talking to that guy last night about that, I was like, we were talking about people stealing stuff out of the back of your truck. I was like, well, one thing I have rolling around in mine, I've been back there for a while. Forgot what I was doing. Something over at Luke's, maybe, I don't know. But post hole diggers and a garden rake. It's like, hey, I can't stand, post hole diggers and T-post drivers. I used them so much when I was a kid. And it's like my least favorite tools to pick up. And it's like, that's one thing you can leave in the back of your truck and nobody's going to steal.
Yeah, that's
ain't
work.
Nobody grabbing a pair of post hole diggers or a T-post driver out of the back of some.
That's work right there, buddy.
Yeah.
I went out there today and I thought, well, you know what? This is still pretty bare ground. I'm just going to grab a garden rake.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk down it.
Yeah.
I did it about 3 times. I was like, all right, I'm getting a tiller.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of that, man. Ever since I bought that, I don't know how long I've had my tractor now. 4 years, 5 years. Like, dude, I won't even.
You'll figure out a way.
I pick up the trash can sometimes with my tractor. I'm on it, and bring it to the house. I try to use hydraulics for everything, especially since my back deal. Don't take one wrong move and I'll be down for 3 weeks. So
I've been out all day. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of sunburnt, but I actually sprayed again. I sprayed the volleyball court again.
Okay.
Just kind of went around and done some cleanup stuff that I needed to do because I was off today. So some just catching up, I guess.
Yeah.
Finally got something done right here.
I'm telling
Wife
you,
doesn't ever say much, but she's, you know what I mean? She's like, we got this out here. Are we ever going to move it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Maybe. Yeah. I tell my wife that all the time. She takes care of everything on the inside, and I'm kind of the outside guy, but it's like, I always just give her a hard time. Like, I'll roll up on the tractor and I've got a whole bunch of limbs that fell down the yard. I've got a burn pile started, and I'll hop off that and go get the robot running inside the pool, and I'll check the pool, and then I'm pressure washing stuff, and I'm like, must be nice.
Yeah,
Must be nice.
Just to hang out. Yeah.
No, she does plenty, but it is.
Yeah.
My brain's always 1,000 miles an hour, so I've been on that my little man cave area with my safe and all that stuff, you know, and got all the crown molding hung up and got it all caulked in, and I went ahead and took all the doors off, and I had I didn't use the big airless, but I bought a little Wagner, and I just sprayed all the trim and all the new crown molding and rolled the ceiling, and got all the paintwork done, rolled the walls kind of like a green color, and then I had that old school camo wallpaper I found online, so it was like peel and stick stuff. I took it up to Home Depot and they shot it, kind of like we do at our shop. We color match cars with the computer, you know?
Yeah.
So they matched the lighter color of the three in that old school tree bark type camo. And anyway, I hung all that stuff up, squeegeed it out. I'm razor blade. I mean, it's tight. I mean, it looks nice. Going there the next morning, and it's like half of it's like hanging off the wall.
Oh, no.
Floor. I'm like, I had a feeling with textured walls that it just wasn't feeling super sticky. It sticks to itself great, but it wasn't sticking to the wall real great. Like I had a feeling I was going to have a problem. So that was Saturday morning. I woke up and it's like, what time is Jaeger's open? And we used to use it back in the day. We had to put on decals and stuff with it, but it was basically like building speaker boxes, the old spray adhesive, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I went and bought 2 cans of that and started peeling it back off, putting spray adhesive on there. So she's stuck now.
Yeah,
so
it's permanent now.
she's on there. But so I'm on to flooring. I just got to get my flooring done, and then I'll be able to go in there. Oh, I had that big, you've seen my little scent crusher closet that I use, right?
Yeah.
As I say, it's little. It's actually really, really big. I was like, man, this thing's going to be kind of in the way in here because it's not a very big room. So I had my electrician buddy come out and run power to the closet. It's kind of a walk-in double door closet. So I'm just going to run that scent crusher deal in that closet and have my hunting clothes in there and just close the doors on. The gaps are tight enough. So
nice.
yeah. So he ran power to the closet.
So you have a closet, scent control.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
A real closet. So yeah, that'll be, I can get rid of that big giant canvas deal now. And I'll probably hang on to it in case I want one of my hotel rooms or something if we ever start going out in public again.
Yeah.
I believe in it, man. It's like, and plus it saves you from, because I was always like washing my clothes. Man, I sweat today. I got to wash my clothes before I hunt in the morning, or hunt in the morning. I got to wash my clothes, and like, I think it saves on your color brightness, saves on having to wash and dry all the time. I just, throw it in there and run it for, you can go from 5 to 30 minutes on it, and you get them out, and they smell legit. Like,
yeah. There's no human smell left.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure. Yeah. I remember way back there when we got into the scent lock stuff, they had that carbon stuff inside.
Yeah.
And dude, it'd work for a while. I mean, I could be dripping sweat.
I still have a set of that I wear once in a while.
Yeah. And so that was kind of my direction. And then I finally got the bag.
Yeah.
That you throw the clothes in.
Oh, yeah.
Turn the, what was that?
Probably same thing, Scent Crusher, I bet.
Scent Crusher, yeah. I was trying to think of the brand. Yep.
Well, I actually entered something on this whole closet deal. And I think the closet was like, I don't know, I've had this thing forever, but maybe it was $250 or whatever. And I ended up winning, what was it, Midway? I think that's one of the deals you can buy ammo and hunting stuff that stuff. And anyway, I ended up entering something and won like $100 off to this deal. So I'm like, I know what I'm getting.
I'm getting the closet.
So I'm getting the closet. So it's in my room. My wife absolutely hates it. For one, it's in the closet. Or in the bedroom, and number 2, it's like when I get dressed in the mornings, for turkey or deer, I'm like and unzipping, and got the light on, and so I'll have my own little room.
You're solving that problem.
Yeah, have my own little room in there for all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I won't even need zippers. I can just open up the closet door, which and bang it out.
Yeah, see, I remember that. I remember seeing that when we went on our hunting glamping trip up there.
Oh,
we had the big RV.
Oh, yeah.
And you had the closet outside.
Outside on the rug. Yeah, it's too nice.
This is nice.
Yeah, that's all. I believe in it, man. And I may be wrong. Now, like as far as like the Ozonics deal, I don't run that anymore. I bought into that whole deal too, but I'm like, that was a long time. I don't know, probably 7-8 years ago now. My mind has kind of changed on that. Like, if you don't have a good wind, you're screwed. I don't care what you got
Yeah.
hanging up in the tree above you. Like, there's
Yeah.
no, and I don't even, and some of the public land stuff. I'll tell you what, when I was, used to go up on the lease and I was obsessed with pig hunting, I would put it in the blind. I'd flip it upside down and, just stick it between the blind and the rods. And, I honestly believe it helped there, but I'm 25, 30 yards away from these pigs on, on a spoiled corn pile, and it's like I killed a bunch of pigs with a not really good wind. And if you pig hunted before, pigs got a really, really good nose.
Well, it's funny. So I borrowed a buddy of mine's.
Yeah. Ozonics?
Yeah. Ozonics. And I was like, I want to really test this thing.
Yeah.
So the wind switched on a hunt I was on and started hitting me in the back of the neck, which is the worst.
Oh, yeah. You feel that. Yeah.
And it's just like, now it's constantly at the back of my neck. Well, I've got this Ozonics over my head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this doe comes in, and this Ozonics right over my head.
Yeah.
Doe comes in directly downwind. She's 30 yards out there and she's just hanging out. And I was like, all right, I'm going to see what happens. So she'd been there for like 5 minutes, dude. And so I just reached up there. And I can't remember if I turned it away or turned it off.
Yeah.
I did one of the two.
Yeah.
And then it was like, she throwed her head up and wheeled and ran.
Mm-hmm.
So
does work.
It's doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably
not for a 5-year-old buck, but maybe.
Yeah. Well, she didn't spook coming in at all.
Yeah.
And she spooked as soon as I turned it.
Yeah. Well, that's something. That's an in the field deal, but
yeah. I just,
mine was, man, it always seemed like, so I bought the big, the extended batteries, or, the 4-hour batteries, or maybe they were 8-hour batteries. And I had 2 of those all the time. And it's like, when that thing was shut off, I was like, oh my gosh, I can hear something. And it's quiet.
Yeah.
But when it shut off, I felt like I could hear so much better. Yeah. And plus it's another thing you're clanging and banging and trying to get it. You're hauling it in. You're trying to screw it in the tree in the dark and, all these things. Like, you know what? I'm done with this thing. But I've kind of had some gimmicky stuff. There's another one that, it's like a little tripod thing, and you would screw acorns or apples or estrus. They would and all this smoke would
electronic
come up.
deal. Yeah,
I can't remember what
scent wicks or something.
Well, it's kind of like that, but it's a battery powered one. Can't remember what they called it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And who knows? It may have helped.
It
may have helped a little. I don't know, but it's one of those things. Like, I'm not checking out that stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like you said. I mean, it's all about your wind direction anyway.
Yeah.
It's for you to beat a buck, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Well, on public land, I think if you don't know where this deer is coming from, but you do have pictures of him, I was like, why not throw an Ozonics in the tree in case he comes in wrong direction? And maybe it buys you 3 seconds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, hunting our properties, we're not going to hunt it with a bad wind. So
no. I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah. No point in it, but yeah, some of those little things. I mean, I don't know. I do believe in the closed one. I've used it forever, and it's like, I realize some guys will do the scent crusher deal. I'll put them in my backpack and I don't get dressed till I get to the tree. And I've done that before just to keep from sweating. But if it's cold outside, like I normally go in and if I'm I usually take my time going in. So I'm going in super quiet, kind of taking temperatures of my body. I'm not going to be working up a real big sweat. If I'm running late, so be it. I killed one of my biggest bucks because I ran late. So it's like, if I ran late, it's probably meant to be. I'm still taking my time and creeping in here, not like, flying 100 miles an hour trying to get to where I'm going, marching through the woods. But that's my take on it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, especially on places that we know, that aren't like public.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm to the point now where I can't make myself do it if the wind's not right.
Yeah.
I just can't make myself do it. And I used to just be like, I got 2 days left. I'm going.
I'm on.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like, well,
I've pushed it a couple times if I've got one but it's not a bad wind. It's kind of like, if this thing shifts anymore, east, I'm going to be in trouble or whatever, whatever wind direction, if it's not right. But I tell you, I bought one of these little, it's not the powder stuff anymore. It is kind of a gimmicky thing, but it's rechargeable. And you buy these little filters you put in there and almost like you're vaping. You press a button on it and, you just hit the puffer and it's like pretty cool, man. I've had
Really?
it for probably 6 or 7 years instead of trying to get that powder and do all that stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like a real light smoke that comes up and it really tells you. I mean, you can
Gives you a drift.
yeah, you can tell you a really good, even thermals. It'll kind of even detect those thermals. It hangs there so long.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
powder.
weightless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes sense.
I can't remember. Cyrus, CIRRUS is the name of this little box. And it's really cool. I love it. So if it's kind of like that, and I've done it multiple times, like check. If I get 2 bad ones, I'm out of here. Like, just get down and forget about it. And I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to not be that way. Like if I wake up, or I drive all the way here, if I walk all the way here, if I'm climbing this tree, like I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
but
I'm staying here.
Now I'm kind of changing my mind. Like if I get 2 bad signals, like I'm bouncing. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. And that's the toughest part for me is just the wind's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Even when they say it's going to be a northwest.
Yeah, I know. I got like 5 different apps. I check the wind on. It's like, then you still walk outside. What the heck?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a northwest.
Yeah.
It's not.
Which at the house, it's normally pretty right, but you get up here on the lease, like in them valleys and the way the mountain lays.
Yeah,
like,
and then draws and stuff.
Terrible.
Well, I told you about that spot here that years ago I set up, and it was a kill plot that I'd made. Just killer, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just killer spot in the woods, plenty of cover, tucked in there, and I could slip in the back door just cleaned.
Yeah.
But the wind was always swirling. I just could not. And what I finally figured out is I had a ridge to my right and a ridge to my left. And it was just like a salad bowl down there, dude. Yeah. It just, you couldn't predict it.
A lot of the good spots on the lease is that way. You get down to the bottom, it's like, oh my gosh, look at all these grapes. And it's like, well, the reason why they're there is because
I was going to say,
the wind's coming from every direction. You cannot beat them.
Yeah, that's what I say. You know they use that just for that reason.
100%. Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're sitting checking everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At once.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, you're right when you go down in there too, just like, man, unless you have a strong wind, like, 8, 10, 12, 15
exactly.
wind. Yeah, it's always swirly. On most of the places I like to hunt up there on the lease.
Even the tree, dude, was awesome. It was a huge oak that went up about 10, 12 feet and had a giant natural limb that turned sideways.
Oh, yeah.
You could just like sit up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like really comfortable.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd be in there and, I seen deer in there every time I went, but it was like, they'd step out and be like,
yeah, what's happening?
What's
happening over here?
The wind's blowing the other. Oh, no, it ain't. Oh, wait. No, I'm just like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah.
After about 3 hunts.
Like some spots that are really, really good spots are that way. I know I've been in those situations. My Onyx is lit up with them right now on the lease. Like all these spots, like, man, great sign. And I got all these notes. I was up there turkey hunting. Oh, last weekend, I think I went up there and put on about 5 or 6 miles trying to find a turkey on a last ditch effort. And, I was going through all my spots. Like, what do I have this? Trail leading to the bottom with a bench here. And I got all these detailed notes. I'm like, can't hunt.
Yeah.
The wind
impossible.
Sucks. Yeah.
Yep. There's definitely, and what was the thing they used to say about the, if you found balloons?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same kind of deal.
Yeah.
I think, if you found like balloons in the woods that had blew away, it fell into that spot. I
didn't kill a deer, but that 7-pointer I killed, I shot it on the old plot. But whenever we recovered it, there was a Mylar balloon, like
really
within about 3 feet from that deer. Like,
there you go.
I didn't shoot it there, but it died there. That's close enough.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
He was around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so I think, man, I got to figure out my corn deal, and we probably need to plan on, let's see, what's coming up. Gosh, I don't know.
Pretty close to crimping?
We need to. I think mine's showing to be kind of right there, so I need to get some, because I want to drill mine first, and then crimp over the drill.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something else. I went to the client's property and I put a plot screen in there too. That's something. I forgot. I know I think I put a video out on it, but I forgot to talk about that too. And if that works, dude, I
said it from day one. Like, you get a nice screening right
yes,
here. It's over because early season.
That's a big.
Who knows what that'll do?
Yeah, I know
that may change that because that's always been an early season plot. So.
Yeah, for sure. So that laid in there right, and I drilled it, borrowed the drill. Thank you, by the way. laid it in there, and I haven't fertilized it yet, but we haven't had a rain since I put it in.
What is that? They call us something weird on that too. I know when we did Zach's, his was
triple 19.
Triple 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I knew it was something.
Yeah. Oh,
his was saying like some weird deals like, dude, just buy a buttload of triple 13. So I'm like, you'll be fine.
Speaking of Zach Hall, thanks Zach Hall. I used the rest of the seed that you left in the hopper.
Yeah. We blew that up. I just ready to fire up the shop vac. Like, let's get it all out of here. And then I was like, made like sucked up like 5 seeds and like, where do you want to drill that down?
Yeah.
Man, we were both thinking of the exact same thing. Like,
Yeah.
let's burn this seed up.
That sucker went 2/3 through that
Well,
plot.
I saw on your drone video exactly where you stopped drilling. It's like, that's probably more than 2/3 if you look at the aerials. Like,
yeah, it's quite a bit.
You almost got it.
Yeah. So yeah, appreciate that, Zach.
Yeah, he gave up too quick.
Yeah.
You left money on money in the hopper.
That's
brother.
right. That's right. So that speaking of crimping, when I went through there with the drill, it kind of it lays it down when you drill into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if that'll stand back up or if it was still too early.
Probably not, but it's not going to die. That's what that crimper does. It
actually
crimps it in 3 or 4 spots and kills it. It'll probably won't stand back up, but it'll still be viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll still have to crimp all that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Need to crimp that too.
Yeah.
What about your dad's place?
No.
No,
I think we'll just, at night, I backed out of putting a plot screen down there just because how wet it was, dude. It's just
soggy. I noticed
that corner down
the wheel on the on the drill was pretty muddy even going down.
Yeah. Well, that could be cow crap too.
It's possible. I didn't taste it.
It could have been.
I didn't taste it.
You didn't smell on it?
It's like, well, that must have been pretty wet down there. That was maybe thought.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. But yeah, no, I just backed out of that one just because it was surprisingly wet down to that one.
Mm.
And then to go to Dad's over there would have been, it's a really low area in that corner. And it gets rough to get into once it rains very much. So I was like, man, I'll get back there and like bury
getting
something.
to it or the actual plot?
Getting to it.
Okay. I wouldn't see that thing being.
No. Where all that creek comes through there? Dude, that's like that whole bottom corner right there.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah.
And then, the tractor would have made it back there, but I'd have made a heck of a mess. Mm-hmm. So, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got a lot of plot screen left for next year. So,
yeah.
Because I bought to do it.
I wonder how long that seed stays viable. You have to refrigerate it or anything?
I didn't last time.
No.
And I planted out here, but it didn't do great. So that could be something.
Well, the reason why I asked is I read about that. I had some switchgrass seed, like half a bag, which, half a bag of switchgrass goes a long, long way. And I ended up ordering more because I had read that if you don't like refrigerate it, it's like not viable.
Really?
I drilled it anyway. I'm putting it in here and putting it in the ground, which by the way,
is that just switch or is that all?
That's all I read about it.
Okay.
I don't know about
the rest of stuff.
Maybe fine. Who knows? That's why I was asking. Like I read it, so I ordered another bag. So let me get another bag. I don't want to do all this work and
not work.
Just putting garbage in the ground. But my new switch that I drilled expanded my plot. Out there it's about 2.5, 3 inches tall. I mean, you can see the rows of it too.
So it's coming up.
Let's go. Finally.
Yes. Awesome.
Which I don't know. When I'm looking at it, I was like, that's a lot of switchgrass. A lot of switchgrass.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I
widened it out.
I was going to ask you if you've seen, I've seen a Sturgis video.
Yeah.
And he's going back and saying now that they overseeded their switch in a lot of places.
Well, I've heard for screening, you want to overseed a little bit.
Well, he was talking about as far as it being stunted. It never gets to height.
Oh, gotcha.
Because there's way too much of it in there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was drilled. I don't think it was. Yeah. Maybe it was broadcast. But he had went to a spot on his property that, where he's got now.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you see this entire corner we did? We way overseeded this. And that's why it's only 2.5 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
And it was year 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And
I've read that.
Yeah. So they went in there to try to eradicate and then put a lot less seed in there.
Oh, really? Start over again?
Yeah, so that you get the height.
Might as well. But no, I don't think.
I had never heard that on the switch. I didn't know you could really overseed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say, what was it? I can't remember what the seed rate was, but I dialed in the seed rate when I did mine. So it's definitely not overseeded, but I didn't really know because at first I was like, man, there's a green deal here. You know how it is when you're just looking at it. It's like, yeah, it's got a red bottom. And it's like, well, there's one here. It's like, man, I don't see the rows of it. Well, you go out there now and it's like just a nice clean row. It looks like every seed came up. So
sweet.
But it is really wide. Yeah. Cause I extended it out by back another 10 feet, and I'm like, that's a pretty thick barrier switchgrass.
Yeah.
It's in the ground now. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. Hey, man, speaking of that, the year 2 stuff out here just almost caught up with the 5-year stuff.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. But that's that Southern blend that I'd got. You had some left.
Yeah. You had some. I got into an argument with a guy online about that freaking Southern blend in Arkansas. I told you, I think I already spoke about this, but I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you on Facebook about it, but it works. It's different. I'm telling you.
There's something about it that's different. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Something more tolerant to our weather or what. But year 2, it's probably 3 feet already.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of growing season left here. So,
well, my south side where the teardrop comes in was just, I don't know, whatever brand of Cave and Rock stuff. And in the north end, I put plot screen that first year. The second year, I frost seeded that Southern blend in there. And I mean, it was like fire. I mean, it was
took off good.
3.5 feet tall, year 1. And my stuff up on the north side or the south side still nothing compared to what that stuff is. So and I've re-drilled that. I've re-drilled it this year with the other stuff, but there's switch in there now, so I think it'll probably be shaded out once I really stay on top of the mowing. But how switchgrass is, like, you go out there like 2 years from now, I'm like, holy crap, man, everything came up. So even if I mow it next year, like I did this year, because I think that's, this year was the first year I mowed mine, and boy, it really seemed to do something to it. I don't know what, but it, a lot of places I didn't have a really good growth. It's like it's banging right now.
Yeah. See that, I think it's so critical on switch is that year 1 survivability.
Yeah.
And it's so small.
Yeah.
That, it can get shaded out by whatever.
Sure.
But if you make that first year, man, and then it's like you come back and it's 3 foot tall the next year.
Yeah. Plus it's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you could spray it. If you sprayed it enough, you could probably kill it. But I mean, dude, it's pretty tough to kill because I've got some wind drift on mine. When I've sprayed my plots before, and it's like, oh man, that doesn't look. Well, look, 3 or 4 days later, it's like, that doesn't look too bad.
Doing fine. Them suckers are hardy, man.
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of like the whatever it is, the Great Plains and all that stuff.
Well, I was going to tell you too. So where I was going to do my little pond that I backed out of doing.
Yeah.
And I ended up just I'm gonna. I think I frost seeded that, if I remember right. I think I frost seeded it.
Dude, I like that process, actually.
Yeah, and I frost seeded it, and then, I was kind of like, well, I don't know if it did or not. You couldn't really tell. Well, then I went in there this year. So this would be year 2 or 3. I can't remember. 3, I think.
Yeah.
And I've got this really tall stuff, clumps of stuff out there, but it don't have the curly Q on it like all of our switch does. You know how our switch, when it gets matured, it's got the curly Q and it turns, this does not have the curly Q on it.
How tall is it right now?
But dude, it's switch.
Oh, really?
But it's straight stemmed. And I've never even, I don't even know what I frost seeded in there. I kind of think I bought some just.
Maybe it has some like big blue stem or something mixed in with it.
I was going to say, maybe I just bought a blend or something. I don't know, but so I kind of stepped back from it. Actually, I mowed part of it.
Yeah.
And I stepped back from it and I'm like, this whole thing's got it in it.
What am I mowing here?
Yeah. And then sure enough, dude, it's switch, but it's not like the Cave and Rock and it's not like the Southern blend. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, there are some different varieties, and I don't know. I dive into that sometimes, but I don't remember any of it because I like what we're using right now, so I'll keep on using.
Well, I really think I just found some online and ordered it.
Yeah,
just because I wanted to, at the last minute, I thought, what, I'm gonna frost seed some switch, and it's not the same switch.
Yeah, something's up.
Yeah, it's actually, it's thick like the switch, and it's tall, but it's like straight stemmed. There's no. There's no curly thing at the top like we have on ours. Huh. Yeah. So I thought it was Johnson grass is what I thought it was. That's what it looks like. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah.
And so I went in there and, I told you I went into the center of it and I mowed a long strip in the center.
Yeah.
So that from the top stand, you can see into that thicket.
All the way back.
Yeah. And I went back in like 2 weeks and there was like regrowth of like a foot. And I'm like, what?
Thank you for mowing me.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, that's that switch. And I got to looking around. There's that kind of switch all in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had frost seeded it and I just kind of had given up on it. That didn't work. And it's like you said, come back 2 years later and like, oh,
well, that's the way my old food plot was.
Yeah.
Like, man, I frost seeded it and it's like fertilized it and like, or maybe I don't know why, but maybe not. It had been fertilized so many times in the past, and the weeds just like
took over.
I was like, man, that didn't work at all. So I'm going to try it again though. I'm going to try it in the spring, tilled it up. And before I had a drill, seeded it, drug it all in lightly. And we got rain, man, nothing's coming up. It's all these freaking weeds. And then I roll out there like year 3 and hadn't been out there in forever. And it's probably about this time of year. I just never go out there like, holy crap.
This is all switch.
This is all switch.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how it did it, but it did it. It did it somehow.
Yeah. Well, you stayed after it too. I think you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If at first you don't reseed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna if I have it in my brain, I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah,
like, I always tell this off topic, but I tell this story about raising chickens. I bought like 2 or 3 chickens years ago, bought the little chicken coop, and anyway, ended up with like 10, maybe something like that, and a skunk broke in and like killed all my chickens. So I was like, I'm buying more chickens, and then I put like a concrete footing around it, and like, so the skunks couldn't dig underneath it. So I'm learning as I go here, right? And we had chickens when I was a kid, so I should have known all this stuff, but, travel baseballing and, freaking bull gnats came home. All my chickens are dead again. Gnats all over them. Went and talked to Jim. He's like, yeah, those bull gnats, so they'll get on their face and actually suffocate them. You got to spray them with this. And like, so you just pump up sprayer and spray your chickens every day. All right, I'm buying more chickens. It was like my 3rd or 4th attempt. It's like, I'm getting an egg. I don't care.
I'm
getting an egg, and this is what's going to happen. So, I mean, I spent, 2 or 3 different groups of hens. Oh, and then I free range them. That's what happened. They're just about to get up to age to start laying eggs. I was like, I'm going to free range. There was like, during early season hunting season, so like, I'm going to let the chickens out this morning. Just crack the door open, and then sun would come up, and then I'm going to free range them. It was carnage, a bobcat, there's dead chickens all over the place. And so I had to start over a 4th time. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I was like, all right, no more free ranging. That was a bad idea.
Can't free range in the country, bro.
No, yeah, not around here.
I've threatened to do chickens. I really want, because dude, I'm an egg eater. Like,
me crazy. Too. Yeah, me too.
And I've threatened to do it, but I'm like you, dude. The predators.
Yeah.
I just don't know, man. Just don't know if I could ever.
Well, I built mine. I double wired it. And I ran 2x6s around the bottom, and I put the wire in the ground a little bit, so it did pretty good. But I still had, come to find out, skunks just break in there and like eat the heads off the chicken and leave. Because I'm like, what is this? I had to look it up. I was like, skunks won't even,
they just decapitate,
eat the head and then like walk as bounce. But so I actually dug a footing and poured a footing on with not in buy rebar, but I had rebar and rocks and metal stuff when I was working on cars at the house. So I just piled it full of stuff so nothing could dig underneath it. But chicken snake every once in a while, they could get in and get the egg, but they couldn't get back out. They would get hung up in the fence if they had an egg in them. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, but I liked it, honestly. But I tore down that whole lean-to deal when we built the pool because it wasn't a very pretty, apparatus. So like, all right, I'm getting rid of I gave all the chickens away and tore all that down and
retired from the chicken business.
Retired from the chicken business. And if I ever did it again, I'm having water out there, electric out there because I was running extension cords for the heat lamps and the water heaters. So I had to go out there and like the water wouldn't freeze up. So I was doing all that crap. So it's going to be a lot more streamlined situation if I ever do it again. If you do it
again, yeah.
But what I was getting at there was like, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm going to get switchgrass in this plot one way or the other.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get an egg or whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with it until it happens.
Yeah, however long it takes. This is what we're doing. So, and we were selling eggs there for a while. We were.
You had them rolling,
did
you?
Yeah, we were rolling for quite a few years. And those hens I got rid of, they're still putting off a bunch of eggs. So,
well, see, I'm a 4 egg a day guy, man.
Yeah.
I eat 4 eggs every morning.
Yeah.
That's part of my jam.
Yeah.
And of course, I buy the really expensive organic egg,
organic ones,
free range chicken egg.
Yeah.
And I could just have my own and do them myself. You know what I mean? It'd be just
that's so much better, dude. If you,
I imagine.
Like once you get off of your own eggs, and farm fresh eggs, and then you have to like go back to the store and they're all like pale and they taste weird. And you acclimate to it after a while. I'm acclimated to, the same ones now, the brown
smart eggs or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But
dark yolks.
Darkish, they're still
not like free range chickens dark. Yeah.
Because I would load my chickens up with I fed them chick starter, high protein stuff, in their pellets, even as adults, because I wanted them high protein feed. So my eggs were so dark and yellow, and it was good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to think about that right now. Now I want chickens.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I honestly have considered it. I just never pulled the trigger because of the predator thing.
Yeah, you could do it. I mean, you got carpentry skills. You
need to build a fortress is what everybody tells you.
Yeah, you could build one predator proof, no problem.
Yeah, build a fortress.
And you don't have to do, like mine was way too big. Mm-hmm. They're like, I think I had at one time like 18, and I was talking to Jim, like, how many chickens do you think I could put in here? Like, well, how big's your deal? It's like, you can put like 60 chickens in there.
Really?
They don't need any room. Like they just,
as
long as you got a spot for them to kind of fly up on. So I was like, 60? I don't want 60. So you can build a fairly small little coop is what I'm getting at. Like you start doing that research, like it doesn't take a whole lot of room at all.
Well, I know, Sabby's family, they've always had chickens.
Yeah.
And it's dogs is their issue.
Yeah.
Just dogs from the neighborhood show up and
they trying to free range or dogs digging in?
Dogs are digging in the pig.
Yeah, that's why you got to have that footing, man. I'm a strong believer in a footing.
No, I get it.
I did see a cool one the other day, though, a guy had, and it was, probably wasn't working around here when you think about it. But, I guess it probably would because he had mesh on, he wired the bottom of it too. And he would move the chickens around his yard, so they were kind of free range. So I had wheels on it. He would leave them here for like 2 weeks, and then pick them up, move them over here for like 2 weeks. Chicken cart or chicken car or chicken bus. He called it something like that. I was like, that's really cool.
Atwood's has got something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a setup like that. Similar.
You can kind of free range them, but not really.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, we free ranged our chickens, and we lived just right down here.
Yeah.
On the curve.
And didn't have much.
I remember coming home and hopping off the school bus once, and there was a dog. I was like, oh my gosh, there's dead chickens all in my yard. But not too often did we have a problem. We had, we probably did have 60 or 80 birds because we had meat birds and egg birds. So
Yep. We had them too when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That was part of the chores, go out and get the eggs.
Yeah. And I still talk to Luke about that. I was inside the house one time. I heard there's a girl screaming outside, and there was a big old chicken snake in the egg box, and he reached in there.
Really?
Like it screamed like a girl out here.
Scared him, did it?
Yeah, buddy.
That's great. Oh, speaking of that, so how's the trapping going?
Dude, as of last night, my number is 37.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm behind you.
Yeah.
I'm 6 and 6 now.
Okay.
6 raccoons, 6 possums.
Oh, see, my possum number is through the roof.
Well, that's just adults. That's not the family.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now, actually.
Yeah. So I ran the trap this morning and had caught a coon. So it's still going. I moved. I told you I moved everything.
Yeah, I moved mine once already. I'm about to move them again. So I got 24 possums and 12 coons, 1 skunk.
You caught a skunk?
No bueno. Don't do it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I had a skunk, unfortunately, come across the yard, and that's a no-no around here. So
yeah.
I got a skunk too, but not trapped.
Yeah. Same thing. He's on the he's on the board.
We got 2 little.
So I had one escape yesterday. I moved the traps. I got a picture. Yeah. I don't know.
What the heck had the strength to pull his hand out of that?
Okay. So I don't know, but I've got a couple dilemmas going on my trapping deal. Have you seen anything with like people putting golf balls over the top of it?
I seen one of your videos about
it.
Okay. You have golf balls disappearing.
Yes.
What the heck?
And I put it up on a couple different trapping websites. I was like, it's a snake, it's a hawk, it's a coyote, so nobody knows. But I'm telling you, I had 2 more missing last night. And the 2 that I had missing before, one of them, so you know where the high line wire is.
Yeah.
It was laying next to the new corridor I cut in.
So all the way up there?
That's 150 yards. The other one was in the road that splits my property. That's another 30 or 40. So we're pushing 200 yards away, and these golf balls are laying in sight.
That's crazy.
Right. And then last night I had 2 more missing, and Scott runs a trap line with me. Well, he starts barking. I was like, oh no, I got a coon over there. Hopefully he's not getting killed when I get there.
Yeah.
Well, he can still smell whatever was there. So he's like, bark, bark, and sniffing and sniffing and sniffing. But yeah, trap had been set. Bait was gone. Golf ball was rolled off, and the trap was rolled around. It was a coon because, if you trap them coons, they tear up every tree around.
Yeah.
Trying to get loose.
loose.
So it was a coon, but yeah, sure enough, it's gone. But I don't know how long it had been gone, because the dog, he was fired up about it, but I wouldn't let him cross the fence. He was going over to Daly's place.
Well, you're going to have to game cam that, dude, and find out.
Well, that's what everybody tells me. He's like, put your game cams, but I got my game cameras running on other stuff right now. Well, I got a couple of them I can probably cut loose.
Just put one down low, like right there at the trap.
I've got one right now that's on one, because here's the deal. I have to switch back to marshmallows today, I think, because I have a possum that walks by the camera and puts his nose on the golf ball and rolls it off 3 nights in a row.
Really?
He does not get in the trap.
Huh.
So this is war at this point.
So are you, what are you, cat food, dog food? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm running a fish flavored cat food right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been using their little dog food.
Yeah, I tried that. My wife said, no go. This stuff has to be refrigerated. It's too expensive. It worked good though.
Yeah.
She shut me down on that.
I got little solo cups, and I just get a scoop.
Yeah.
Go out there. But I just did that. I've been using marshmallows this whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to try something different.
I had a bunch of possums on marshmallows. Like, you know what? Tonight, I think when I run the trap line, I need to get batteries for some of my cameras, because most of mine are dead. They're still hanging up out there, but they're dead. But, yes, I think I'm going to get this one actually does have a game. That's how I know there's a possum coming through it. And I got another one running over on that east kill plot over there. I had a camera running over there because, that's where Zach and I saw them turkeys kind of in that area. So I hung one up there to see if I could see a turkey coming through there, but I actually did see a couple hens.
Speaking of that,
yeah,
I came down the road right there in front of Collins. What is that? 252? And I almost hit 2 toms in the road.
Really?
And they had come from you.
Wow.
Coming across the road going on Walker there.
Yeah, there's 2 in there.
I mean, he got up and flew, and I was like,
yeah.
And I almost hit him.
Yeah.
And, now these were probably 8-9 inch beards. They weren't big ropes.
Oh, really? No, the ones me and Zach seen, they were
boy dogs.
10, 11. So yeah.
These were 2-year-olds. If I was guessing, I don't know how to age turkey, but that would be my guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody does, but that's what I would call a 2-year-old, one that gobbles a whole lot and has about a 7-8 inch beard.
That's what it looked like. I mean, they both were the same.
Yeah.
They weren't Jakes. I know that. They were bigger than Jakes.
Yeah. Them last ones me and Luke got on that Sunday morning before we left Missouri. I mean, you could cough and they come walking up there, and it's like, yeah, they're a little short on the beard stuff, but we'll still get them killed if they come in here. And they kind of spooked at they just got their butts kicked by some Jakes, so they were very weary. But I kind of see them walking in. I was like, oh no.
Speaking of that, did you see the Waddell video talking exactly what you're talking about? He just put out a video. You need to go find it.
Yeah.
Dude, he spends...
I like old Waddell.
He spends 10 minutes talking about Jake's whipping gobblers' butts. And if you got a Jake farm, he said they will screw all your hunting up.
That's what we ran into this year.
You need it, because you told me that, and I had never heard that before, because I'm not a big turkey guy. And Waddell had a video, and he talked about that very thing. Yeah.
It cost us probably 7 different turkeys, 5 different hunts.
Yeah.
And the Jakes would just roll in there and just start. I mean, dude, if you never heard it in the woods, it's a lot of fighting and purring. It sounds like a flock of 100 birds, and the thumping with them trying to spur each other in the wings. And holy crap, dude. I've heard it before, but we heard it like at 30 yards. They went like right behind a big round bell that was back there and down below the hill. And it was like really loud. We're looking at each other like, dang, that's a heck of a fight. Three Jakes and 2 toms.
Wow.
They were getting after, but yeah, that and a bobcat literally ruined every single set.
See, he even talked about why they were on a farm where you got a lot of Jakes. They are going to be decoy shy, because, and they're not scared of the decoy so much. They just don't want confrontation because everywhere they go is confrontation.
That's exactly what happened. These birds, I know because they were literally 25 yards away from coming in and getting killed. And so we're kind of up and ready. Like I can't see them, but I know they crossed to my west and they're coming around, fixing to head to us. And I happened to catch the movement, look back, and they're just walking through the woods, going the other direction. And they saw them decoys, like, not today.
Yes.
And they had just got their butts kicked like 30 minutes before that. So I'm like, man, I should have pulled. So I learned a lesson.
Well, he talks about it.
If you hear them fighting like that, go grab your decoys because those birds will still work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a decoy out. So I learned a lesson on that trip for sure.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, you can be working the tom and he's hammering and he's coming. He comes around the corner and if he sees 2 or 3 hen decoys, he folds his wings and just walks away.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want the confrontation.
On a Jake Heavy farm.
On a Jake Heavy farm. Yeah. And he said,
I've had pretty good luck in Missouri. I don't run decoys in Arkansas.
When there's no Jakes.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
But that farm you and I hunted last year
was Jake Heavy 6.
56 Jakes fly down out of the roost that morning.
That last morning. Yeah. It was nuts.
They just kept flying in the field like, my goodness. And that's why your Tom wouldn't come in. They were shy. Jakes were kind of just hanging out by the decoys, which me and Luke had one set up, and I was actually trying to run the Jakes off, like waving my hand, like, hey,
get out of here.
Hey. And they were just like, beep, but they wouldn't leave.
They just stay there.
Oh, there's hens here, man. Whatever. I'm hanging out, and then finally I got up one time. I was like, hey, guys, I got to use the bathroom. Y'all gonna have to get out of here. And it's like they just kept on like pecking the ground. I was like, wow. And they were huge. Like I'm thinking about shooting one of these things just with some turkey nuggets. Like forget it, you can kill them in Missouri, so why not? we didn't pull the trigger on them, but they're huge up there.
I thought about you though when I seen that video.
Yeah,
Chris needs to watch this because I swear he talks just like you talked about what's going down.
Oh yes, it was bad, dude. I mean, I've not been around. I've not had that happen to me that many times. I've had it happen to me, but not that many times in a row. Like sit after sit after sit after sit. I mean, that last morning, that bird was like, oh my gosh, he's like 40 yards behind us. Like, get ready. It was a single tom, so I was going to let him shoot, get ready. And then here comes the Jakes from the other direction. And that bird shut up because he could see them, I guess. And then a couple months later, like all kinds of crap breaking loose down there. Like, well, there's the end of that one.
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
There's the end of that one.
All right. Hey, so do you have today's shock topic?
I do. Has to do with trapping, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm not ready, but I'm ready. Come on.
Okay. How long? This is something because I wasn't this stupid on it, but I was stupid enough to think that I worked really, really fast when I had toms on my place after not having toms in 4 years. But how long does it take running dog tooth traps for nest predators before you can improve the turkey population on said property?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you're asking a non-trapping guy here.
I wanted to know the answer to this, and then whenever you said that the other day, I was like, I already know what mine's going to be.
And this is just absolutely out of the air opinion because I don't really know.
That's what this is about.
Exactly. I could think you could do that in like a season of trapping.
Yeah.
Like on a property. Now, the only reason I say that is I'm just thinking about this place.
Yeah.
I'm 13 animals, and then what have I been trapping? Month and a half, 2 months, maybe?
Yeah, you started after me, and I started, I don't know, March something.
Yeah, because, you were having such success. I was like, dude, I got to do that.
Yeah, I started March 30th.
March 30th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably mid-April, I bet.
Yeah. I think I was a month behind you.
Crap,
for sure.
I forgot those cables again.
Oh, yeah. I would think you could impact a place year one, but I have no clue. What do you got?
So here's the information I came up with. I guess, obviously this stuff depends on, if you're running 300 traps on 4 acres or, whatever the case may be, but they said 2 to 3 years you can really, really impact. You may see some results in year one, but highly unlikely. And the reason why I wanted to know that is because I was probably 15 animals in.
Yeah.
Haven't heard or seen a turkey on my place other than a hen or two in 4 years now. And then I started strapping. I was like, oh my gosh, there's 2 toms right there. Like, what the crap? So I was like, does it happen that fast?
Right.
Yeah.
So a couple 2 to 3 years they're saying then.
2 to 3 years, and they said, we're talking about moving our traps, and a lot of guys, they're talking about not even you don't really have to move them depending on your bait. A lot of guys say sardines and this and that, but we'll draw in more.
Oh, I could see that.
I'm not screwing around with that. But, anyway, 3 to 20 miles is Raccoon's home range.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of like what when we had Jimmy here, we was just talking about trapping. It's like, does another coon slot in or, whatever? And they kind of do. I don't know if I say slot in, but they'll definitely come moving around that property, because I was just fixing to move my traps last night off the highline wire because I hadn't trapped a coon there in so long, and then bam, got a coon in a tree.
So the coons, do they work off of hierarchy or dominance?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it did, because like,
I've definitely seen some mean coon fights whenever, you can pour out like, oh my gosh, these things are like two grizzlies fighting out there.
Even on when I go to check the trap, man, I've had a couple that will eat you alive.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Man, I mean, good Lord. Yeah. Growling and barking.
Making all kinds of noise. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
You and me both, but yes, 2 to 3 years, for optimal results. But
now, is that considered a year-round trapping, or is that?
I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's so it's not necessarily the number; it's just the time, kind of the overall time frame you're thinking.
Yeah. Well,
because you're pulling from that big of a area.
And me doing it no longer than I've been doing, you can kind of see like, gosh, man, and everybody's talking about run trail cameras over all your traps. So you don't have to go and check them. Well, I kind of like checking them. The dog likes checking them. We go out and we'll spend 45 minutes running the trap line and checking out other stuff. So, but I do want to know what's still in the golf balls for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But I don't have cameras on mine, 'cause it's kind of like, it kind of adds to the, I wonder if I bet I got one over here today, man. 'Cause it's like kind of, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's exciting to go out there, especially thinking, all right, I'm not going to have near as many animals riding my corn down if I can get corn to grow. And
yeah, exactly.
If a turkey does lay, because pigs, I haven't had pig on my place in forever. So if a turkey does lay eggs and I'm trapping as hard as I'm trapping, and I know they're roosting 150 yards up the ridge from me, I'm definitely making an impact on the hens that are right there that I heard fly down when I was trying to kill those birds, that was morning. So,
well, see, like I was saying, the neighbors down the road 2 miles.
Yeah.
They've been trapping for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And big numbers.
So you're talking about 2 miles, and the coon has an area from 3 to 20.
Well, my place last year, much less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I just wonder if that's why. I mean,
I mean, according to what I've read, yes.
So they'll make that big of a round then.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Now, I'm not a raccoon expert by no means.
Sure.
From the research that I did on it, so like, man, I've got 2 hens. No, I had 4 hens and 2 mature toms on my place.
The first time in forever?
First time in forever, maybe a month and a half after I started trapping. It's like, does it happen that fast? Surely not, but no. But, who knows?
Who knows?
What the circumstances are.
Well, it's got to help, right? It's got to help right off the bat, you would think.
Well, I mean, even right now, those, people are reporting poults already on the ground some places in Arkansas. And I blew up a hen on the very south side of my place, looking like she was fixing to start a nest. She was laying down when I rolled up on the golf cart. I mean, scared the crap out because I was 2 feet away from her. So I feel like the ones that got bred this year, and what I have is either 4 or 5. I do have a single hen. I don't think she's tied with the 4 that I normally see. So I know I'm going to help those birds. I have to.
Yeah.
As many, I say? 37 was my count.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You made me think, I seen 2 geese.
Yeah.
And they had 2 little ones.
Oh, really?
Like, they were crossing the road. I mean, they were little, dude.
Yeah. It's that time of year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's the same, kind of time frame.
I think so, because I saw a video the other day, a guy was talking about watch out brush hog, and he was like brush hogging stuff around this pond, and there was like a huge nest of
little ones,
geese eggs, which, I think the geese probably pretty protective of their nest.
Well, that just tells me if nothing's eating the little geese, then maybe already making a difference, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hopefully. I'm kind of enjoying it now. I was thinking today, I was like, man, I probably won't be able to run traps. I can't run traps during deer season, I can't be driving all around the property and jacking around, but I could probably still run one next to where I'm pouring out, once we're allowed to pour out.
Yeah.
Run a trap right there because, that's when the coons really started coming out. But then I thought, what if there's a coon out there traps? Like, he's raising all kinds of cane out
running
there,
off everything.
running everything off.
That was my concern.
Yeah, I guess I better not do that. But
I bet you could go to a non-hunting area and continue to trap, on your places.
Yeah.
Like maybe, what would that be to the east over there by the horse pasture and all that?
Yeah.
Probably trap down that line right there.
Yeah. Somewhere I can access.
Yeah. Where you're not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
Well, see, that was my thought. I'm kind of weird, but I was telling you about the no-go area out here.
Sure.
I just don't go there.
Yeah.
And even this time of year, it's hard for me to be out there messing around, even though it's not even close yet.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's where I had all my traps before, was out there.
Okay.
And now I've moved everything to the back.
Okay.
So everything's back here. I took the brush hog, mowed me a trail.
Nice.
And 2 of the traps are on the trail way out.
Yeah.
And then my big creek.
Oh, yeah.
I got 2 traps along the creek out there.
Yeah.
So. But
that was my hot spot for a while without creek runs. Like I was getting a coon a day off that thing forever. And it's been, 7 days now without anything on it. So.
Well, I haven't caught anything on the creeks.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, I've got 2 on the creek. I haven't caught anything yet. Both of my catches have been on the trail. But
I'm probably going to switch mine around again because I've been really, really laying my traps out around the destination plot because that's where I really wanted to get rid of all the coons.
Sure.
I've not trapped anything to my south other than the one over the kill plot where I was having pictures. That camera still runs. Like I know there's coons here because I get them.
Yeah.
They're still scraping the ground where the corn used to be however many months ago. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you can probably move them. That's one thing I'm learning, I think, is you can probably just move them around.
Yeah.
And if you're baiting it, they're going to find it.
I moved one day before yesterday, and it was the one right on Daly's fence, kind of like where the fork stand is right there. Never caught anything off that. So I was like,
really?
I'm going to move this to that little kill plot to the east. I told you I had a camera running over there because we saw those toms, and that's where I had an escapee last night. So I moved it yesterday and then I moved it not before last, checked it yesterday, and then I caught something, but I know it was one of those 2 coons that.
Hey, you better watch out. That dude may have like biceps or something.
I don't know, man. They look kind of juvenile when I saw the pictures of them, but maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe he just, or I could have. A lot of times I'm bad about like freshening up the bait. I may have had the bait up too. No, I didn't because I cleaned that trap out. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Because I say sometimes you get the bait above the striker. They can probably just partially set it off and then bounce. But this one was not.
Spook
I
in the middle.
I cleaned this one out, so that wasn't the case. So I'm sure it happens. I don't know. Maybe he just barely touched it and pulled. Maybe he's really fast,
stealthy.
I don't know.
That's funny.
I didn't run him this morning. I have to run him today, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, I have got to weed eat mow. So
I did that this weekend.
Middle 80s and do that. I'm already got plenty of sun.
Mm-hmm.
So
don't take long.
It don't take long this time of year. So.
Yep.
Well, guys, that is it for today.
That was fun.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.